I'm David Yaskin. So if we look at the top 25% of people in America in terms of their wealth, I'll tell you, I'll give you the first part. So 80% of them under age 25 have a college degree. So the bottom 25%, the least wealthy, what percentage under age 25 have a college degree? Come on, you guys know this. What percentage? 100%. No, so we're looking for the 25% lowest wealthy students, people under age 25. How many have a college degree? 5%. 5%. So I know 8%. The thing I remembered is, whoa, 8% if you're low income and 80% if you're high income. So it's 10 times more likely you have a college degree. And that college degree generates $1 million in salary over the course of your lifetime. So the low-income students are staying low-income. That's not very good. So next question. By the way, this is called accessing prior knowledge, if you're wondering about the instructional technique. So there are 1.5 million professors in the United States. How many of them are part-time? 47%. Yeah, 50%. So half the people that teach our students don't have health care benefits. And studies from CUNY and other schools said half of them want to be full-time academics, but they're not, and they're making $28,000 to $30,000 a year. So we have a new company, we're around a year old, called Faculty Guild. Currently, colleges in the US spend $60 billion on instruction. So higher ed's around $500 billion, $60 billion of it goes to instruction, professor salaries and such. So if we can, but we said the low-income students, right, aren't 8% have college degrees, only 50% of people start college don't. So we can make an impact on that, that's good. The idea is, I worked for these other companies, so I worked for Blackboard. Guys, we made it up. We became a $1 billion publicly traded company, it was great. I started there, employee number 7050 clients, and then we had 2,700. I started this company, Blackboard. It was great. Once again, there was more research behind it, but the idea of this company is the Gates Foundation, which seemed to be funding everything. Have you seen the number of times Gates has shown up here? And Kresge Foundation said, how can we help faculty to improve their own teaching? They figured it out. We're taking this research and commercializing it. So our mission is to help faculty improve their own teaching. I'll just mention, because once again, you want to add emotion to the listener. So we sold for $40 million, and if we do that again, we're going to be very unhappy. So help us to do a better job. So there's a ton of research. If you know Scott Freeman, University of Washington, he went through academic research papers, and he found out, does active learning matter? Calculus class with lecture, calculus class with active learning, physics. They did tons of research, 250, 225 papers that found that if you use active learning, half the students who would fail don't fail. That's a big deal. So active learning really matters. Unfortunately, and I've been talking to a lot of college presidents and provosts. Last week, I got to talk to 56 provosts, which was a fantastic opportunity. And when you talk to them, and we say, so our understanding of learning science, brain science, good instructional techniques has been amazing growth over the last 10 to 20 years. Has your investment in professional development been commensurate? And they're like, no. We've tried things, but it's really hard to get faculty to change how they teach. They already think they're really good at teaching. Many of them are really good at teaching, but they have very strongly held beliefs, and so you can't just sort of do some simple things to get them to change. Dr. Gail Mello, who's somewhere in the conference, studied this for 6 years, and she found a number of things I'll share with you, but what they were able to do is get faculty from community colleges and other schools, hundreds of them together over the course of 6 years, and develop processes and approaches towards good instruction supported by automation. And they were able to get it so that the faculty that went through this process, which was either 1 or 2 years long, that their students got better grades, had better learning, but their persistence was between 4% and 8% higher. So do folks know what that means? Like, I'll put it down, I don't have this chart here. if you simply have 3% better persistence, that's one more student per class, but a community college faculty member teaches 10 classes a year. So if it's $3,000, I got to do this slowly, said David, don't do it fast. $3,000 per student times 10 classes, that's $30,000 more a year in revenue that a community college can have if they simply get their faculty to improve their teaching. What about a state school that's $10,000 per year? What about Johns Hopkins? My goodness, this has a strong impact not just on student learning and making the country stronger and better, but on the economics of the school. So mostly what we have is faculty are taken to workshops out of context. Here, do these things. So what Dr. Mello figured out is when you make it lots of improvement over time, part of your job is to learn to teach better. We have created an online fellowship where we put the faculty with groups of other faculty, STEM cohorts, humanities cohorts. What they do is they're not lectured at, but they're coached. We ask them, well, what did you teach recently? The best or worst class, right? Get the emotion from their prior experience. What was your objective? What were your activities? Do you have any evidence that it worked? What would you do differently? Now look at 2 other faculty members' writings and videos. Give them feedback. We give you feedback, and it's using positive feedback so that they really hear, you're good at teaching, and here's what the research says. By doing this approach over and over again, they feel engaged, they feel appreciated, and we're also generating data that they're changing their teaching techniques. This has outcomes. Students learn better, the faculty feel better, and there are a lot of strategic plans, Ivy Tech, Texas State College, the Virginia Community College system says we got to make sure we're the great place to work, and then ultimately the institutions keep that revenue. So new organization, we have 21 institutions. We started in January, so that's pretty good. Luckily, the Starfish had a good brand. There are a lot of provosts that trust us, so we're doing that same kind of thing. We are looking for support in finding new college partners that are interested in improving their faculty, and we're going to be looking for funding at the end of the year. We have $110,000 in sales in the last 4 months, and we expect to have around $500,000 to $900,000 by the end of the year. Thank you.